These are some of the things we need to know. What you are discussing of strategy and all that, there is no strategy. We are copying. This week, OAU, now EU, will be 55 years. ECOWAS will be 43 years. What have we achieved? Is there a link between the organized private sector and WAMI? If there is, I started attending a meeting as far back as April 20th, 2000. What was discussed in Premier Towers, where you have the bank, single currency. 2003, I went there, December, and I told them that we are confusing people with the word single currency. In 2009, how many times have we failed? For a period of 43 years, what have we achieved in ECOWAS? That we are saying strategy because we are copying other people.
Now, the Francophone West African countries seem to be making better progress in terms of integration than the Anglophone West Africa. What are the issues?
The Anglophone has no strategy on ground. The Francophone, under the principle of assimilation, businesses in Francophone are registered and you do it through the Chamber of Commerce. The issues and problems we have with the Anglophone is not the same thing you have in the day. Today you clap for custom because they have seized one thing or the other. You cannot bring in things into the Francophone, import or export, without going through the Chamber of Commerce. If you now say a substandard product, you can hold it. For instance, ECOWAS came up with earlier strategy of ECOWAS check. It worked in the Francophone country. It didn't work in the Anglophone or the Lusophone, in the sense that when business, for instance, apart from the VAT issue, VAT in Nigeria is 5%. In the Francophone is 20%. In Ghana is 17.5%. A Beninois doing business with Senegalese will accept that check because they don't go to the clearing house. But a business between a Nigerian and a Beninois is import and export. Business between a Senegalese and a Beninois and Togolese is arrival. It's like the way you go to Benin, you go and buy things and bring to Lagos. There is no strategy on place. We are copying, we are not copying well. This is the time we have to review some of these agreements and look for our best level to save this sub-region.
But do you think we really need this single currency? And if we do, how best can this be achieved?
When you talk of a single currency, Nigeria blew it off. In the 80s and 90s, Naira was acceptable in Britain. You go to Oxford Street, Bond Street, and all that, it was Naira. That was the time Naira was even almost the strongest currency in the world. In Saudi Arabia, it was Naira. From here to Senegal, if we are traveling as little children and students at that time, it was Naira. But look at the depreciation of the Naira. From 1980 to the present day, 50 kobo in 1980, today is 360. Look at the Ghanaian cedi. There was a time even the cedi was even stronger than the US dollar. Now the cedi is 4.5 to the US dollar. We have not been able to manage the economy. We have an economic team all over the place, but where are the players? Where is the coordination? So when you are talking of a single currency, there are other issues, like the criteria needed. That your country must have a single-digit inflation. Liberia has 18%. Sierra Leone has 15%. Nigeria is 12.48% inflation. Have we made the convention requirement? When you say your trade deficit must not be more than 5%. And so on, the criteria given from the past 10, 12 years that we'll be attending these meetings, even when we are not invited, we drive by road and go to Ghana. We sit at the back and listen to people who are talking, who have never done any business, just because you are sent to go and represent the country. Ghana, that even hosting the central bank office at Premier Tower, they have not been able to meet some of these requirements. The only country that will be able to meet this requirement 1, 2, 3 times is Gambia. 2 million people, the currency is strong, the economy is strong. These are some of the issues. So single currency in West Africa is a tall order. We have to go back to our basis and address issues that the chamber must be challenged like the way it's done in the Francophone. Every transaction there is done. And the currency and the economy of the Francophone country is still under the control of France. On our own, where you talk of interest rate, exchange rate, inflation and all that, is controlled by the central body in France. We have trade laws. The laws in Nigeria is not the same law in Ghana, in Gambia, in Sierra Leone, and all that. But the laws in Benin Republic is the same thing that you see in other Francophone countries.
Now, the common external tariff has come into effect. That was last month. Of what benefit is it to the West African
The same thing I'm saying. Now you are talking of the ECOWAS Parliament. The border was closed some years back, and I took it to President J.J. Rawlings in Ghana, who was the chairman of ECOWAS. In 2000, that was the paper he presented. Today you are talking of ECOWAS Parliament. You don't know what some of us did behind closed doors. You move freely in West Africa, border has suddenly become a place where you punish certain people. When the question you ask is the problem in West Africa, why have we not been able? You travel around West Africa in the 21st century. These are the pieces of papers you use. This is my international driver's license. It's not easy for people like us who are bilingual. What of those who don't even know? Because we think of America, we think of Britain, we think of this and that as a solution to our problem. And the next thing now you are talking of currency swap. Which institution do you have in place? Even WAME, the central bank, how many Nigerians who have PhD, I'm not talking of schools, know that WAME, the institute that to take this idea to people actually exist? We still have a long way to go in West Africa because the Francophone brothers, they are miles and miles away, and with the Anglophone, the Lusophone have not even started at all.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Mr. John Isemede, a trade expert.